get started with your opening statement.
Yeah, obviously excruciating defeat for us. Saturday, big day for us. We had an incredible crowd. We appreciate everybody coming out, not only the students, but everyone else. It was not like Jaeger we've seen around here in quite some time from really noon on, the atmosphere on campus, the excitement for the game, the excitement for the rivalry. Had well over 100 recruits here, which was fantastic, and for them to be in that environment was incredible. For them, a lot of sophomores and juniors to see Jaeger Stadium and the whole Miami University a buzz about the game and the team. Had a plan, we thought, going in, low-scoring game. We knew Cincinnati's strength was on defense. We felt like our defense would match up good against their offense. Their defense had played very well the prior 2 weeks against Austin Peay and extremely well against Michigan. We knew it was going to be hard to carve out a run game. They hadn't given up a lot on the ground in 2 games, so we wanted to be able to run the ball enough to keep them honest and protect our quarterback enough to do some things. But we really wanted to see if we get a lead and play from lead. So first half was good. We got a lead 7-3. It was a quick half. Neither offense was in a hurry out there. There was a lot of methodical drives going on both sides of the ball. Felt really good at halftime. Talk about trying to if we can just extend the lead, we could really put them in a tough situation because we really felt good about our defense. Pushed the lead to 14-3, 14-6, and felt really good. Then obviously get a couple key stops, make some big plays on defense, get the lead to 17-6 with 4 minutes to go, and feel like you got a chance to win a game to get to 2-1, beat UC, which around Miami it means so much to so many people. Not only fans nearby that are at the game, but fans across the country. Means a ton to everyone. And then don't play very good the last 4 minutes and play unlike what we had played the first 56 minutes on defense and give up 2 really easy plays where mistakes, and credit to Cincinnati for taking advantage of them, because that's what you have to do is take advantage of other teams' mistakes. But we screw up a blitz, we screw up a coverage, and basically cut guys loose in a drive that if we just made them drive the ball, the game would have been over at that point in time. Then we got a chance, kickoff return, and obviously we have a major error on kickoff return, and then we go to our offensive set, have a chance to try to get a first down even though we're on the 5 and run the clock out. Obviously, I don't get the timeout called. Not going to get into that, but obviously that's on me. Like I said after the game, it's on me. I didn't get the timeout called that I thought I had called, and puts us in 3rd and 7. Then obviously we make a drastic mistake on 3rd and 7 and throw the ball to the other team and let them walk in the end zone. So even at that point, I still felt like we had a chance. The kids immediately bounced back. The offense immediately bounced back. We roared down the field, get the ball to 20. I think we have an interference call, which would put us 4 chances from the 9-yard line to win the game. We don't get the call. We don't execute on 4th down, and we end up losing a game that obviously means a ton to everyone, our players, our coaches, and everyone that work day-to-day here, but obviously means a ton to Miami University and Miami football fans. And that loss would be excruciating in any way, shape, or form, no matter who you play. But the fact that it was UC makes it even more difficult to swallow that we had them beaten. We obviously made huge mistakes down the stretch and let it slip away. So very, very disappointed in the outcome. There's still tons of positives to take away. Again, our special teams keeps playing better, which we need them to keep playing better. Sloman kicked the ball tremendously all night. We should be talking about how big a kick he was to seal the game, and it didn't go that way. Tons of plays on defense from the usual suspects that always make plays, and then there was plays being made by kids that don't. As the game went on, obviously the injury toll mounted up. We didn't play with Gardner. We started the game without our best receiver and our starting tailback with no Gardner and no Zoe. But Luke Mayock steps up and plays tremendous football, and Gardner doesn't play, and Mayock steps in. Obviously, Kenny and Mo Thomas are having really, really nice games without Zoe, and then Mo Thomas goes down, and we're just down to Kenny. We lose Junior McMullen, and Sam Conley comes in and plays really, really good football for us. Cedric Assay comes in when DeAndre Daniels goes down and has a huge pick. So, as I told the kids yesterday, it should have been this unbelievable story how we beat UC, we got the bell back, we played our tail off against a really good football team, and we did it with like half our football team not playing in the second half, and new guys stepping up and making plays, which they did, and to their credit, unfortunately, they don't get to enjoy being the backup, coming in, making the interception, making the big catches, making the touchdown catches, and everybody writing about that, because obviously you write the story based on the outcome, and the outcome did not go our way, so that's not the story. But those kids still need to know that they were prepared and they came in, and that's obviously a huge positive for us.
Coach, how do you get your guys ready to play going up into Central Michigan? How do you get their minds right after taking such a tough defeat on Saturday?
Okay, well, we talked about it yesterday, and okay, in life, and we talked about this, and this is the hardest thing to do. Like, you got a feeling in your stomach that makes you want to vomit, and that's reality. And you can pretend it isn't, but that's your reality. That's still our reality. If you don't still have that feeling, I'm sitting here talking to you right now, I still have the feeling. It's not going away, all right? So now how do you react to that feeling? All right. Well, in times of disappointment, which obviously that's a major disappointment, what happened the last 4 minutes of that game, there's 3 very natural reactions that come into everybody's brain. And it is what we talked about yesterday. The first reaction is, I don't care. You try to move on by not caring. But the knot in your stomach tells you care. And that's the cowardice thing you can do, is to not care. I failed the test, therefore I'm going to blow off the rest of the class. That's the easy way out, all right? I don't care. Well, you do care. That's why it's upsetting to you, all right? So your first natural reaction, you got to fight. Your second natural reaction is to blame. Everybody wants to blame. I've had 5,000 questions in 24 hours about timeouts, kickoff returns, pick sixes, blown coverages, blown blitzes, drop passes, and you can go beyond the last 4 minutes. There's things you can point to in the game that if we would have done this, if we would have, and so everyone wants to place blame, okay? And what we talked about is you place blame from within, all right? If you listen to my post-game presser or any comments I've had about the game, is the only thing I'm concerned with in the 60 minutes is that I didn't get a timeout called that I thought I had called, all right? That's on me. That's on the officials. That's not on the assistant coaches. That's not on the players. That's not on the administrator. That's on me. I'm the head coach. And I know there's other things that went wrong in the last 4 minutes. I know I wasn't on the field, all right? And I got a lot of nice hatred emails. I've gotten a lot of nice emails and everywhere in between talking about it wasn't all your fault. You took up. I'm not concerned whether it's all my fault or not. I'm concerned with what I should have done in that situation. I can make a difference. I can't make a difference with everything that happens on the field, but I can make a difference in that situation. That's what I'm looking at. I don't care what else happened wrong in the last 4 minutes. I care the thing that I was most significantly involved in. All right. So you play the blame game. If you want to blame, you look at what you could have done. That's the toughest thing to do, is to take accountability and say, I should have done it. It's so easy to say, well, we shouldn't have been in that situation. Okay, there's a lot of things that happen that you say you couldn't have been in that situation, all right? Then the third thing that you're going to feel every time is when you say, woe is me, and start feeling sorry for yourself. Because when your stomach feels this way, you don't want to eat, you don't want to sleep, and that's part of it. A lot of us haven't eaten or sleep. All right, you feel nauseous, you feel sick, you can't get out of your head, you can't. So you feel sorry for yourself, all right? And I say that's what 99% of the people in the world do. This isn't about a lost football game. This is about life. Every day you walk out the door and something bad happens, and you don't care. You place blame on other people. It's somebody else's fault, all right? Or you feel sorry for yourself. Well, none of those 3 get anything done. But it's hard because those 3 thoughts go through my head. I want to feel sorry for myself. I want to place blame. I want to say, why did we do this? Why did we make this play? I want to say, oh, let's just move on. Let's just move on and not worry about it. You can't just move on and not worry about it. We spend too much time. It's too important to too many people. All right, we work ourselves. So the fourth thing to do, which 1% of the people in the world do, and if you can figure out how to do this, guess what? You can be wildly successful forever. You'd be wildly successful forever, is say, okay, what did I do that could have been better? What do I need to do to prepare better? What do I need to learn from this situation, move on? And it's hard as heck to move on. But if you don't move on, Central Michigan could give two you-know-whats about how we feel right now. All they know is they probably took us lightly a year ago, and we got after them pretty good and won 37-17 in our place. They don't care what happened in the last 4 minutes of UC game or that we didn't get the bell. Or they want to pay us back for a game that I think, maybe they didn't think we were as good as we were, and I don't think they played their best football in that game, and we played pretty good that night. So they just want to get to 1-0 in the league just like we do. So if we want to mope around, if we want to place blame, we're just tearing everything apart. It doesn't work that way. So you have to move on right away, even though it's impossible to move on right away, because this game's not going to leave us for a long time. But we had a really good day yesterday, and we're going to have a really good day today, and we're going to really prepare for Central Michigan. And the feeling's not going to go away. We're not blowing this off. The knots in our stomachs are still there. Because if you just blow it off like it doesn't care, then you're heading down the wrong slope. You got to care. And it's got to hurt. And it's got to hurt bad. And it does hurt bad. So, but if you're going to be resilient and you're going to, we talk about all the time overcoming adversity. It's the most cliche-est thing. We're great. But there are times where you overcome adversity. And there's guys in my locker room that are distraught, and they got families' homes that just got destroyed by a hurricane in Florida. I'm like, this is not the end-all, be-all, but it does hurt very bad, and it really hurts bad right now. And it's going to really hurt bad till you win a game. That's going to hurt a little less once you win a game. All right, so let's do everything we can to try to win a game next Saturday. And it's still not going to, that's not going to take the pain away, but you have to move on. If not, you just go downhill. That's what teams usually do. And again, we can draw on some of the strength from a year ago like we did a year ago. We did not, we had every reason to pack up ship and play for another season and, stop caring as much and stop believing and point the finger, and that's not how you have success. And life sucks sometimes, and life sucked. Again, the sad thing about Saturday, till about 10:56 at night, life was pretty awesome for Miami football players, Miami football coaches, Miami football fans. We were having one heck of a day from 9 a.m. on. And we were getting ready to finish the day and have one incredible day for Miami football. And guess what? It didn't happen. And there's reasons that it didn't happen, and we have to improve on those reasons. But what are you going to do now? So it didn't have. So our life's over. We're going to pout. We're going to kick the dog. We're going to blame. I'm going to blame. They're going to blame me. I'm going to blame them. We're going to blame the offense. Defense going to blame the special teams. The special teams going to blame the defense. We're all going to start pointing the finger and just no. This is when it comes down to who you really are and what you believe in. And we got a really good football team in that locker room. We got really good kids in that locker room that really prepared and played really hard Saturday night. And we bungled some stuff up down the stretch, obviously. And it's tough to live with. But you got to live with it or you don't. Or you get, quote is you get busy live or you get busy down. We're not getting busy down. We're going to keep living. We're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to keep getting better. We did a lot of things that a better football team did Saturday night, and we're going to keep moving forward and do those things.
I know you don't want to talk about this, but I've had people ask me procedurally, the rule, I guess, is what I'm wondering about. When you tell an official that you're going to call a timeout with 1 second left,
I have to make sure the timeout gets called. That's on me.
Yeah, but you technically have to go up to him to still say timeout.
Right, I got to make sure the timeout gets called.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned Gardner, Zoe. There's no changes on the two deeps. How are they looking?
We're very hopeful to have them both back this week. They were both game time decisions. They had not practiced at all, but they both, obviously, they weren't standing on the sidelines in street clothes. We actually put Zoe in. We asked the doctors if we could put Zoe in for the onside hands team at the end because we were out of bodies at that point. We had numerous guys that were on our hands team that couldn't go. That's what kind of snowballed the whole situation. That's why we had a true freshman. Why'd you have a true freshman back returning in that situation? Well, we had all our other guys that touched the ball every day were up in front preparing for a potential onside kick, obviously with a couple minutes left in the game, and that's he's probably third on our depth chart as our hands returner, but during the game and the situation with the injuries, that's where we are at, and we have to do a better job, obviously.
Looking ahead to this week, what challenges does Central Michigan present to you guys?
Big and physical, fast on defense. Now, it's interesting. They have the same coordinator, but they just played two really spread up-tempo offenses. So the last 2 weeks they've played a little different defensive scheme. So they still have played last year's defense in their opener a lot. And they did play last year's defense some the last 2 weeks, but not a lot. So is this kind of a transition change for them, what they're trying to do on defense and play more man coverage, which they certainly have the last 2 weeks, or was this just structurally that they felt they had to do that the last couple weeks against Kansas and Syracuse? So but athletic, 45 is one of the best defense players in this league. He was a year ago. Number 8, their middle linebacker is one of the best players in this league. He was a year ago. Number 7, their corner is one of the best players in the league. All really high-end, talented kids that have started and play high football. Offensively, new offensive coordinator, you can throw out anything we saw last year. They're really spread the field, really stretch you horizontally with their formations. and then they either whip it outside, whip it vertically, or they try to run the ball if there's not a guy lying in the box. So they really try to spread you out in defense and get you thinned out and then take advantage of how thin you are on defense. And then they got a transfer quarterback that was a 4 or 5-star kid out of high school that, went to Michigan, committed to Michigan. He was one of the top sophomores in the country when he committed to Michigan. He's now a grad transfer at Central. He's already thrown for 400 some yards against Kansas, so he's already lit the tote board up once already this year. But knowing him from recruiting him in high school and how talented their quarterback is and his big, strong playmaking ability, and they got some talented guys outside. So obviously having a 4 or 5-star grad transfer quarterback is something that we're going to be very concerned with.